Welcome to the Ripley Valley State Secondary College Raptordome for the Round 1 F-League clash between Ipswich Futsal and a resurgent Gold Coast Force. We are here in the Raptordome for this 2026 season to kick off in the final match of the round. Ipswich Futsal, 6 seasons in a row in the top flight of futsal in Queensland, looking to go back to the finals again for the first time in 3 seasons, whilst Gold Coast Force are with us again in the F-League for the first time since 2021, where they won the inaugural resurgent remake of the F-League. That time they had a lineup which involved a couple of the players who are coming back now. They're not here today, but they will be back during the season. And Ipswich with a remarkably new roster for the 2026 season. Both teams getting to know each other. Let's run through the visitors lineup to start with. We have on the pitch for them, I'll just bring their team up and give them all a first name because that's kind of nice. Ipswich wearing the all white today. They'll go left to right on your screen, whilst Gold Coast Force are in the all navy. They'll go right to left. And for Gold Coast Force, number 3 will be Jack Marr. Number 5, Harry Lane. Number 7, Dane Stokes. Number 8 is Mr. Hotko. Number 9, Dylan Kells. Number 14, João Moreno. Number 19, Keanu McGilchrist. And number 20, Reza. We'll just call him Reza. Reza was part of that 2021 F-League winning team. And for our hosts, Ipswich Futsal, number 1, Sam Godbold. Number 2, Ethan Motley on his Ipswich debut. Number 4, Liam Donahue. Number 5, Charles Harricks. Number 10, Ahmed Iqbal. Number 11 on Ipswich debut, Deacon Galea. Number 12, Elliot Brown. Number 13 on Ipswich debut, Azan. Number 16, Ko McMath on Ipswich debut. Number 17, Waleed Chowdhury on his Ipswich debut. Number 18, Nathan Ham on his Ipswich debut. And F-League debuts as well, potentially for number 19, Blake Worth, and number 21, Cruz Cullen. The referees in position. And we are off here in the Raptordome. On court for Ipswich, McMath, Azan, Motley, Donahue, along with Godbold in goals. And for Force, we have Lane, Stokes, Hotko, and Reza in goals, as well as Ma on the left. Ball flicked out. The first chance fell to the feet of Azan, and he couldn't beat Reza sliding out of his box, and then it's flown to the other end. I'll keep up with play as best I can. And it is fast and furious start. Marr on the sideline, an excellent touch to keep it in. He has Motley in front of him, helped out by Azan, and the ball is recycled out to Lane on the right side of the court. Ball's back to Marr. He lines up for a shot and then drops it off to Lane. He's got Stokes wide left. He goes down the line and is met by Motley, picked off, and Motley goes forward. He's got McMath down in the middle and Azan down the right, and couldn't get the ball to either of them. But intent early from Ipswich. Donahue sitting deep. He's down the line, cut off by Hotka. Ball goes across to Azan. He's got a line, Motley down the line and McMath in the middle. Goes back to Donahue and they reset. Pushing them back here are Force, with Hotka doing a good job up top, but the ball ricochets off him or Ma out over the sideline. We are playing stop clock again in the 2026 F-League season. For those of us who have not watched futsal or a lot of futsal before, that means that every time the ball goes out of play, the clock stops. And we have 20 minutes of full-on futsal action on the pitch. Ball goes back to Stokes. He drives forward to Motley, drops it off to Marr. He made his run through the middle, and the pass from Marr was in the direction of Stokes, but doesn't quite make it. Ball played across to Stokes. He's got Azan in front of him. Stature-wise, there's a lot of difference. Skill-wise, they are similar. Ball dropped off from Mar to Stokes. He rolls it back to Mar down that right side of the court. He goes back, he goes through the middle to Hodka, and an intervention from Donahue there sees the ball ricochet off the legs of Hodka out over the sideline. 18:03 left, so 1 minute and 57 seconds into the game. Donahue finds McMath on the right, goes back to Donahue. And they just patiently look for some build up here. See what they can do. Ace Arms on the right. McMath runs through the middle, sits in the pocket. Motley checks back on the right side, but they go across to Donahue. Ball goes back to Motley. Donahue, McMath drops into the pocket, but the ball he's tried to flick through, picked up by Lane. Mar drifts across the court, and he goes with his left foot across the keeper into the back post, and it safely bounces out past the diving hand of Godbold, but then misses Godbold on the way back out, and it keeps the score at 0-0. Hodko plays the ball down the line to Jack Mar, and Mar's ball across to the back post. The free runner there is Dan Lane, and we are off and running in the, Harry Lane, in the F League for the 2026 season. Izan missed his runner at the back post there, and Harry Lane fires a volley in. It is Gold Coast Force 1, Ipswich Futsal 0. McMath there finds the run of Donahue, and his shot with the right foot slides past the back post. Stokes with the ball and on the right. Takes on McMath. Ball falls safely to Godbold. Changes coming up for Ipswich after the first hectic 3 minutes. McMath with the ball. He looks up. Has Donahue there. Goes left to Motley. Azar makes a run through the middle. Goes to McMath. He's got Stokes in front of him. Goes back central to Motley. Donahue's flick over the top doesn't quite find the runner, and the ball is chipped through to Mar, and he can't control it with his first touch. Donahue drives forward, drops it off to Motley and deep in the corner. Lane steps up, sees him, picks the ball off and goes and makes it 2-0. Picks the ball off 7 metres out from goal, and from that point there, Harry Lane did not look like he was going to miss. And we're 4 minutes into this round 1 fixture. It is Gold Coast Force 2, Ipswich Futsal 0. Iqbal, Brown, Harricks and Galea are on the court for Ipswich. Galea with the ball now. Finds the feet of Iqbal. He holds up Stokes. Back to Brown. Brown makes a run down this left channel there. So a positive start from Ipswich, with 2 big errors have given Force a 2-0 lead. Runner not tracked to the back post, and a one-on-one loss of the ball right in front of goal. Mar with the ball. He's got Brown and Iqbal in front of him. He goes through both of them, steps around Harricks and plays his ball across the back post. And Harry Lane was ripe there for a 5-minute hat-trick at the start of the 2026 F-League season, and doesn't quite make it. Brown goes to Harricks, goes to Brown, back to Harricks. The run from Galea is there. The ball almost finds its way through. Intercepted by Mar. Lane with the ball. He drops it off to Mar, and they reset. Stokes back right, that's where he goes. 14 Marino is on for Gold Coast Force. Stokes and Marino play the ball in the backcourt. Drives it forward to Mar. Mar knocks it back to Stokes. Lane is sitting left, goes right to Mar. It's a better defensive setup at the moment from Ipswich. The runner from Lane through the centre of the court. Dragging people right. Harricks keeps it in and looks up. Goes back to Brown, and Brown clears the ball with his left foot. The ball finds its way to Iqbal up top, and his shot slides into Reza at the post and he picks up a corner. Galea makes a run through the D. Instead he goes right down the line to Harricks and his shot drifts off past the back post. Frenetic start here in the Raptor Dome. I'm joined today by Mitch Buchanan, General Committee Member at Ipswich Futsal. How are you today, Mitch?
Yeah, not too bad. And yourself, Ben?
I'm enjoying futsal being back, in particular the F League for 2026.
Look, I think it's the best time of the year to be playing futsal. Weather's nice and cool, not hot inside this building, or any building that you're playing futsal generally in.
Yeah. Ma, again, fast feet, beat 2 or 3 players, and then Harricks just can't quite shut down the angle of the near post, and the ball fires off the toe of Stokes at the near post, and it is Ipswich Futsal 0, Gold Coast Force 3, 6 minutes into this game. Stokes just with some room. Ma beating his first player every time so far, making a big difference. He beats his first player, opens up the space, and then it allows the Force to then attack with an overload. He beat 3 players a bit earlier, and his ball fired across the face of goal. Reza with the long ball, looking for young McGilchrist, who's on the court, number 19. Kells is also on the court. Iqbal holds it up, tries to roll down the side, and picked off by Marino and Stokes, and it is a Gold Coast Force ball. A little loose defending here at the moment, Ipswich. Marino finds the feet of McGilchrist, and he is double teamed in defence. The ball is out for a Force ball.
Go!
Stokes plays it square to Kells. He looks up, goes back to Stokes. Down the line to McGilchrist, met with by Galea and Brown, but he rolls out of it. Plays it with his left foot across the face of goal, but Godbold is up to it. Brown drives forward through the centre of the court. Uses his left foot, finds Iqbal. He's on the left side, drops it back to Galea. Goes central to Iqbal. He looks up. Has Galea on the right. Brown on the left, that's where he goes. Harricks drifts off to the right. Iqbal goes square. Galea looks up. Down the line, the ball drifts out. Doesn't quite stay in. And Force gets a reset. Hotko back on the core, on the pitch for Force. He takes the spot of Marino, and an incorrect kick in. Sees Galea with the ball. He's got Brown back, that's where he goes. Brown looks up, goes back to the channel where Galea was, but the pass beats both of them. Lane back on the court. Stokes takes a rest. Ball fired down the centre of the court to Kells. Picked off by Brown. Kells makes his run down the left. That's where Reza's throw goes. But Brown is up to it. Ipswich about to make a full 4 change. Galea on the court. Goes back to Lane. Lane goes right to Hodka. Goes square to Kells. Goes back out right to where McGilchrist is. Brown follows the run of McGilchrist, and Galea picks it up off the ground. Ball flicks its way back out to Lane. He looks up and has a wall of white in front of him. Ball from Hodka, diagonal to nobody, is intercepted by Ipswich. Harricks looks up, goes central to Brown. He rolls off. Harricks makes his run to the back post. Galea in the middle, and Galea can't quite beat Reza right in front of goals, and Ipswich created an excellent opportunity there. They're going to have to start taking them, and they're already 3 goals down after these first few minutes. We have a 3-person sub so far. Harricks on the ball, drops it off to Donahue. He's back on the court with McMath, Motley, and Azan about to go on for Harricks. Ball is with Motley. He looks up, takes his player on 1v1. Hodka, ball drops the ball back to Donahue. Goes to Harricks on the right. Harricks looks up, flicks it down to McMath, plays it back into Harricks, and Harricks in front, top of the goal, flicks it past Reza to the left, and the run from McMath down the right, the parallel pass from Harricks, the run from Harricks to the centre of the court brings Ipswich back into the game early, and it is Ipswich Futsal 1, Gold Coast Force 3, and we are 8 minutes into this round 1 fixture.
Just a textbook goal right there.
Absolutely. Well worked from Ipswich. They've got their starting 4 back on the court. Azan replaces the goal scorer Harricks. Frenetic start here in Ipswich. Not sure how much stop clock, full 20-minute stop clock any of these players have played, but it will probably become less hectic as the game goes on. Ipswich have created a few chances now. They've taken one. Let's see if that opens it up for a few more. Motley chested off the ball by Marr, and that was enough for the referee to call a foul. Marr back on the court for Gold Coast Force with Lane and Kotka. He's also young Kells is there with them. Little 1-2 between Motley and Azan, and Marr's not having any of it. Gets his foot in there and clears it to the keeper. Keeper's ball. A little bit of a dispute between a corner and a keeper's ball, but keeper's ball it is. The ball from McMath almost finds its way to Donahue in the steed. But transitioning quick here is Force, and Motley sees the ball out over the sideline with Kells. Slowed the ball down there, Motley. Ball finds his way back to Lane. His left foot, Hodka, and his left foot, Hotko. I'll get there eventually. Lane drops it off to Kells. He goes square to Marr. He looks up. He's got McMath in front of him. Azan runs it. Lane runs it. Azan flicks it out to Marr. Marr again beats his first defender and then lines up a shot from 15 metres, but the shot flies over the crossbar. Ball from McMath, from Godbold, finds the head of McMath, but the head of McMath finds the back wall. Lane with the ball. He's got Marr left. Hodko, right he goes. Marr left, but Marr made his run inside just before the ball was played, and the ball flies behind him. Azan with the ball. He's got McMath wide. Donahue through the centre of the court. Motley goes straight. The well cut out by Hodko. He drifts to his left foot. Picked off by Motley. Ball finds its way to Donahue. He steps in. Picked off by Lane. It's a great tackle. He's got a player to his left. He goes straight. He goes to the drift to the right around McMath, and his shot is fired past the right side of Godbold in goal, and that is a first half hat-trick for Harry Lane, and he restores the 3-goal lead for Gold Coast Force. And with 10 minutes left in the first half, it is Ipswich Futsal 1, Gold Coast Force 4. Ricochet there, sees the ball go out for a corner. Harry Lane with a 10-minute hat-trick to start the F-League season. Donahue plays it, ball goes under the foot of Motley. The transition from Force is excellent, 3v2. Ipswich getting players back, it might be too late. Motley, who stepped over that ball in the first place, tried to get back around Lane, and Lane gets his 4th for the half, and it is 5-1 to Gold Coast Force. Harry Lane having a day out already at the start of this F-League season. Motley and Azan playing the ball at the back. Ball goes diagonal to Azan. Finds its way to McMath. Donahue up. Looks forward. He's got runners. The runner from McMath was there. He went and then he checked. But the pass was already going. Godbold steps over the ball. 9 minutes and 2 seconds left in this first half, round 1 fixture. Goal ball goes long. The long legs of Stokes sees it out over the sideline. Marino on the court as well with McGilchrist and Ma for force. Azan gives it to the middle, goes right to Donahue. Drops it back to Azan, lost concentration for a second. Puts a little bit of pressure on. Math turns, Stokes picks him off, and Motley keeps it in. He beats the first player, Marino. Ball finds its way back to Marino. He goes across court to where McGilchrist was. Picked off by Donahue. He's got Maher in front of him. Uses his left foot, doesn't quite get into the space. And Maher is well defended by Motley this time round. McMath had Donahue down the right, didn't go there. Flicks it to Motley. The ball goes to McMath in the middle of the court. There was a pass back there, didn't quite make it. And it is McGilchrist down the right side. Marino bundled off the ball by Donahue. McMath down the right side. He's got Motley in that pocket. That's where he goes. Motley had the ball at his feet and then can't beat the sideline. Reza calls for a timeout, and Gold Coast Force will have a timeout with 7:49 left on the clock. Gold Coast Force timeout, and we are Ipswich Futsal 1, Gold Coast Force 5. Mitch, what are your thoughts on those frenetic first stanzas of the F-League season?
Look, the Ipswich boys started off strong. Great few set plays that just didn't quite follow through with the goals. Two massive mistakes to let those first 2 goals in, and then they've shot off with the last 2 goals.
Yeah, a real kick in the teeth. Though. Harry Lane has just, everything he's hit has gone goal side at the moment. And
he's fighting that near post as well between Sammy and the post quite well, and has beaten Sammy at his close post.
Absolutely.
More than anything.
It's a bit of towel work over in the goal there at the Force end. Potential 5th man play here from Ipswich.
Let's go. It's a clearance down here.
If we look back on the head-to-head between these 2 teams, we're looking at 4 games, and all 4 games have gone to the Force over Ipswich.
Reza with the ball. Iqbal. Ham, Worth, and Brown on the court. Check run from Stokes. The overlap from cut out by Ham. Worth tucks in, goes high, sits on Kells. Ball played out to the right. Brown there, stops the forward movement from Lane. Ball played back through the middle. Stokes on Iqbal, he goes with his left foot across the court. The ball finds its way back off Worth to Stokes and they reset. Mar flicks it over the top and Worth probably just heads it away when he probably controlled it a little bit better. Ball finds its way out to Kells. Kells flicks it in and chips it in, but Goldbold is up to the challenge. Slows it down, goes to Brown. Brown looks up, drops it off to Worth, takes a touch in the middle, goes across to Iqbal. Out to Brown, back to Ham. Ham looks up, drops it to Brown. Iqbal's moved into the space, Worth through the centre of the court. Takes the line there, does Brown. Ham plays it to Worth. They reset. Ball tries to really hard body position to get that ball back, and Kells from a tight angle is well distracted by Godbold, and it is a keeper's ball.
Do you reckon he was just distracted by those bright, pretty colours on the new kit?
They do look good.
Definitely do.
Brown with the ball, drops it off to Ham, goes back to Brown. Iqbal down the right, doesn't go that way. Worth is there, but Brown looks up and goes down the centre of the court. And they reset. Ham on the right, but he goes left to Worth. Worth holds it up and tries to flick it down the line to Brown. But it ricochets out for a Kells kick in. Lane got Iqbal in front of him, cuts into his right. That time the ball is passed to Ma, and Ma's centering ball only picked off by Brown. Goes to Iqbal. Iqbal looks up, doesn't have a lot happening, plays it to the space, and Stokes resets for force from the halfway line. Ma looks up, goes right, drops it back to Ma. Lane's still there. They interchange positions, but Ma kept the ball. The ball stayed in, according to the referee, and it's a goal line clearance from Elliot Brown to keep the score at 5-1. Stokes plays it left to Ma, and Ma's shot fires over the crowd, into the stage, and out the door. Godbell goes to Iqbal. He got the front position but couldn't keep the ball at his feet. Reza with the ball at his feet, drops it off to Lane, goes down the right side of the court to Ma. Ma centers it up to the run of Lane, and those two are finding space everywhere on the court. Ma with the ball in the corner, flicks it across diagonal to Lane. And the ball poked through the legs of Ham, saved by Godbold, and then juggled by Ma before his shot is deflected off Brown for another corner. Stokes with the ball. Defended well by Worth. Gets dropped off to Ma. Lane goes down the right channel to left channel to Kells, and the ball, his cross ricochets off Brown's knee safely for Ipswich. 4:44 left on the clock in the first half. Stokes with the left-footed shot across the face of goal. Brown at the back post. Keeps the ball at bay at the moment. L-block save there from Nathan. Ham keeps the ball out of the net. Down the line there is Stokes. Excellent little flick from Ma, but his shot fires beyond the keeper. With 4:27 left on the clock, it is an Ipswich Futsal timeout. The score currently is Ipswich Futsal 1, Gold Coast Force 5. And we are three-quarters of the way through this first half. As we are having the second time out of the half, we'd just like to make sure we thank our Ipswich Futsal would like to thank our partners for the year. Trento Logistics, our platinum partner, and our silver partner, CSI Club Services Ipswich, and our bronze partner, Athletes Foot in Springfield, as well as our apparel partners, Statewide Sports, who are the suppliers of your sport in Australia, and finally our broadcast partners who are bringing us today's fixtures, Football Futsal Media. Fifth man play here from Ipswich. Harricks in the keeper position, Donahue on court with McMath, Motley and Azan. Left, right they go. Holding tight at the moment. Tough pass, Motley controls it and they can reset. Hotka, Ma, Kells, Stokes on the court for force. And they're sitting well. Azan drifts to the middle. Ball finds its way to Motley. There's a little bit of space there. Goes to Azan in the corner. Now's the time to strike. The ball is flicked to the feet of Hodka, and Azan tries to race him back, but Hodka takes the rides the challenge to the ground and scores the goal. And it is Ipswich Futsal 1, Gold Coast Force 6. And we are 37 minutes in to this round 1 fixture. 17 minutes in to this round 1 fixture. Motley with the ball, goes to Donahue, back to Motley. Just got to be a little bit more patient here, Ipswich. They panicked first time round. The ball was there and then they didn't quite reset well enough. They tried to play out of it instead of resetting and were picked off by Hodka, who beat a backpedaling Donahue to score the goal.
This is definitely a new experience for Ipswich in the fifth man aspect. Having to go away from their regular fifth man player, Connor George.
Now the coach. Hodka with the ball. Plays it back to Ma. He looks up, goes right and square to Kells. Goes back to Ma. Stokes holding the target position. Ma beats McMath. Doesn't beat Motley. McMath goes down the line. Beats Hodka. Oh, and Ma comes flying across. Feels as though he gets some retribution potentially for the challenge from Motley earlier, but Ma picks up a yellow.
Eyes only for the player there, nothing for the ball.
Ipswich now a shoulder to stomach challenge there. McMath with the ball. Goes at the back post where Motley is. He had to take a touch. It didn't help. Harrick's on the ball now, and Reza gets his hands on it. Takes the free kick quickly. Donahue gets a touch, has a shot from distance, but his shot is deflected off Ma. Reza tried to get the game going quickly after a little bit of interaction with Harrick's wanting the free kick. Ipswich ball's just falling a touch behind, just a touch behind at the moment where they want to be. Donahue with the ball. They reset in the fifth man. Tight diamond held by Force. There is room in the middle, there's space in the middle if Ipswich can exploit it. Azan and Motley down the right working well. Ball drops back to Donahue, whose right-footed pass does not find Harricks. And Kells shoots from his own side of halfway and fires off over the goals. And they reset Ipswich. McGilchrist, Lane, Marino on the court for Force. And they sit, they tuck in. Ready to go. Ball goes from Donahue to Harricks. Back to Donahue. Down the line to McMath. Drops it back to Donahue. They open up the right channel. There's a huge gaping hole there in the centre of the court, but there's no Ipswich player there. Azan now with it. Back to Donahue. Back to McMath. And the space is opening up. Patience here will be helpful. McMath rolls around. Donahue now onto the left. Ball goes to down the line to Harricks, who sets up a shot for Donahue, and his shot is blocked by McGilchrist. Donahue with the ball on the side. Plays it to Motley. Tries to go back to Donahue, but is intercepted by McGilchrist. He plays the ball into Stokes. Lane with the ball. Goes diagonal deep to McGilchrist, but the ball is dropped to the centre of the court where Marino picks it up and drops it off to Stokes. And now Force will attack. Harrick stays in goals for Ipswich. They didn't get the sub between him and Godbold. The ball diagonal towards McGilchrist, headed out by McMath into the path of Lane. He resets it to Stokes. Stokes drops the ball off, makes his run through the centre of the court, and it's well kept there from Harricks. Keeps the ball out, and McMath's shot is blasted into the light by Reza. And they reset. The ball in the centre of the court to Harricks, and Harricks's ball is picked off by Stokes, and Stokes' shot drifts to the left. They reset, 30 seconds left. Motley has Harricks on his left, that's where he goes. Azan's down in the left pocket. Donahue and McMath interchanging on the right. They need to make sure they stay tight here, Ipswich, and look for the long shot from Reza, but that goes wide, and we have 8 seconds left on the clock. Ball fired from Harricks to Donahue. Motley from distance on the left, and there's still 3 seconds left. A lot happened in that 5 seconds of play. Ball goes to Reza. It won't restart till he releases it. He goes along towards Harry Lane, and Motley gets his foot in the way, and that is half-time here in the Raptor Dome. And a frenetic start from Gold Coast Force saw them fire out to a 3-0 lead within 6 minutes. Ipswich got through 2 goals to Harry Lane and 1 goal to Dane Stokes. Ipswich got a goal back through Charles Harricks at the 9-minute mark, but then it was Lane again at 10 and 11 minutes taking it out to 5-1 before Hodka drew a goal from the 5th man play from Ipswich to make it 6 goals to 1. And that's how we sit at half-time in this round 1 F League fixture. Ipswich Futsal 1, Gold Coast Force 6. Welcome back to the Ripley Valley State Secondary College Raptordome for the second half of this F League Round 1 fixture between Ipswich Futsal and Gold Coast Force. Gold Coast Force jumped out of the blocks with goals in the 3rd, 4th minute to Harry Lane and a goal to Dane Stokes in the 6th minute. In the 9th minute, Ipswich hit back with one of their own to Charles Harricks in the 9th before Harry Lane went on to complete his hat-trick in the 10th minute, then add an extra in the 11th before young Hodka put in another goal on the 17th minute mark. It is Ipswich Futsal 1, Gold Coast Force 6 as we get ready to start this second half. The referees just working their way around. Harricks, Galea, and for the first time, Chowdhury on the court, and Cullen is in goals for Ipswich. They've subbed their keeper this time around. Gilchrist, Lane, Stokes, and Marino on the court for Ipswich with for Gold Coast Force with Reza. Ipswich in the wide, going from right to left. In the wide, going from right to left, and Gold Coast Force in the full navy going left to right. Ball dropped off to Marino, goes left to Harry Lane, and he then recycles it. Stokes with the ball on the right side. Played square across court to Marino, down the line to McGilchrist, and his shot is, or pass is blocked by Galea. Spare ball cycled and recycled. Brown with the head out. Ball finds its way to Stokes, and on its way to Lane was intercepted by Brown, and eventually still with Brown. He's on his left foot, and his shot to the back post is unsuccessful. There's the ball. Takes a touch down the line, and out over the sideline. Stokes plays it square to Marino. He goes down the line to Lane, intercepted by Brown. He cuts inside on his left foot, and his shot is fired past the near post. Brown starting with a little bit of energy in the second half. And Ipswich are going to have to get some momentum early, maybe pick up a few goals. Just try and slowly wear down this lead. Chowdhury takes on, Stokes takes him on, beats him down the right side, keeps the ball in on his left, tries to shoot at his near post, but it's well saved by Galea. And Harricks will run from Stokes to the centre of the court. Opens up the space for Harry Lane, who cuts it onto his left foot, tries to use his right to toe poke it through, but Stokes keeps possession for Force. He drifts down the left, opens some space up, drops it off to Marino. He goes right to Lane. Lane tries to go diagonal to McGilchrist, and he does, and McGilchrist beats Cullen at the near post, and it is Ipswich Futsal 1,
19.
Gold Coast Force 7. And we are 1 minute and 30 seconds into this second half. It's a little bit too easy there, Mitch, to start the second half.
Yeah, just not quite getting on the mark, are they?
Step behind at the moment, still Ipswich. Harricks wins the foul. The initial foul for hands from Harry Lane. And then Harricks was strong enough to keep possession for winning the foul. Harricks on the ball, plays it to Galea. Goes back out to Harricks. Goes square to Brown. Brown looks up. Got McGilchrist in front of him. Cuts inside onto his left. Goes square to Harricks. He drifts down that lane, and his right-footed toe poke swings away from goal. Reza goes short to Lane. Lane goes straight down the centre of the court to Harry Lane. And
Eventually, ball finds its way to McGilchrist, and Brown is there to deflect it out for a corner. Stokes now the target of the flick from McGilchrist and the volley from outside the D. Fires past Cullen in goal and out for a keeper's ball. Stokes with the Brown with the ball, drifts down that left channel, goes into Chowdhury. His ball flicks out to Harricks, back to Galea. Chowdhury with it now. Makes 1-2 touches, finds Galea. Ball goes 1-2 between Harricks, Galea, back to Harricks. Cannot find the ball down the side, and McGilchrist now with the ball, and a good interception from Cullen in goals. Brown picks it off, goes to Chowdhury, he turns, looks up, has Lane in front of him, goes out to the left side where Galea is. An advantage played by the referee, and we'll get a rolling foul here. McGilchrist on Galea. And that's 2 fouls early in the second half for Gold Coast Force.
Oh, the other way.
Reza with the ball. He's got Lane left. That's where he goes. Stokes to central. Gilchrist doing the running. He opens up the space for Marino on the right. We look down the line where Lane's run was, but he goes back to Stokes. Stokes drops it out right to Lane. He turns, passes his body forwards. Stokes continued his run down the centre of the court. He beats the 2 Ipswich defenders, cuts it back to McGilchrist at the top of the D. Ends up at the feet of Donahue, who's on the court now. He can't find the run of Harricks, and we're down with Stokes on the byline, and he chips it past the head of Cullen and hits the back of the side netting on the far side of the goal. And that is the 8th goal for Gold Coast Force and the 2nd goal for Dane Stokes. And at 24 minutes into this fixture, it is Ipswich Futsal 1, Gold Coast Force 8. Iqbal on the court. Did well there on Mar, but his touch was too heavy. Brown taking lead for Motley. Motley with the ball, goes to Donahue. Harricks, Iqbal, Motley, Donahue. For Ipswich, Mar, Hodka, Kells, Stokes for Force. Facing his own goal there was Iqbal. Couldn't find the pass back to Donahue. Mar intercepts. Goes square to Motley. Taps it to the middle. Squares up again. Donahue out to Motley. Back to Harricks. Harricks goes diagonal to Iqbal. Keeps it in. Has a shot off across the back post, but he didn't keep it in, turns out, on that far side of the court. And it is Kells who will restart the game for Force. He goes to Reza. Back to Kells. And they reset. Back to Stokes, who's rotated into that position that Kells was in. He rolls the ball behind him to Mar, and Mar just can't keep it in.
8-1.
Motley plays the ball to Azan. Azan plays it square to Donahue. Donahue to Iqbal. Cuts it back, drops it off to Donahue, goes square to Motley, goes diagonal to Iqbal, whose touch is heavy, but he keeps it there, and his ball diagonal to Azan does not find the feet. And it is Reza's ball from in the D. 15 minutes left in this round 1 game. Mar to Hodka. Hodka back to Mar, finds Stokes in that left channel. Goes to Hodka through the middle. He kept his run going through the centre of the court. Ipswich are up to the challenge that time. Motley's clearance took a fortuitous touch off Stokes.
Azar now with the ball. Goes to go through the middle, but Ma picks it off. And every time they've picked it off and they're straight down the centre of the court, they've beaten the keeper, and Cullen had no chance there. And Jack Ma picks up his first goal for the season, and it is Ipswich Futsal 1, Gold Coast Force 9. And here goes down the line to Iqbal. Turns his defender. Good work there from Lane. Hodka now, pushed off the ball by Iqbal, and he wins the kick in. Drops it back to Azan, goes down the line to where Iqbal is. He's got Ma in front of him, tries to stand him up, but Ma hooks his toe in, and it is an Ipswich ball from the sideline. Square. Azan to Donahue. Back to Azan, out to Motley. Motley is picked off by Ma, and they win the kick in there, Ipswich, much to Ma's disagreement. Azan now looks up, he goes right to Motley. Through to Donahue, out to Iqbal, back to Azan. Flicks it off to Iqbal, and it ricochets off Lane. Iqbal, Donahue wraps around him. That's where it goes. Motley goes to the middle, opens up the space for Azan. Drops it back to Donahue. Gets it out, and they reset. Motley tries to go to the left, but just a touch behind at the moment. A second behind with their movements. They're getting picked off too easily by Gold Coast Force. Azan goes right to Donahue, who's picked off by Hodka, and Cullen slides out and wins the ball for Ipswich. Donahue now looks up. He's got Motley right, that's where he goes. Goes into the middle to Azan, back to Motley. And that's much better play from Ipswich. But Reza does enough to keep the ball away from goal. And he transitions quickly to Hodka. They've got two runners there. He almost finds Ma. But a little touch from an Ipswich defender sees it out for a corner. This is the best moment from Ipswich for a long time there, but the transition from Reza is excellent. Cullen with the ball in goal. And with the ball, he plays it out to Donahue. Donahue goes back to Motley. Tries to find hand down the centre of the court. Ball drifts out there from the pass between Lane and Kells. Back to Motley and Azan, sticking it between the two. Ball finds its way to the head of Nathan Ham, but falls down, and then Kells ends up with it at his feet. Keeper and two defenders in front of him, rolls it behind him for Lane, and is well defended by Nathan Ham there in the corner. Ma with the ball. Motley sees him, holds his position, doesn't want to dive in. Ma's beaten them most times when the Ipswich defenders have dived in. He's got two defenders there, takes them both on, and this time still has it at his feet, rolls it back to the path of Hodka. Smart work there from Ma. Azan with the ball. Drifts forward, doesn't drive forward, just drifts forward. Plays it right to Donahue. Back to Azan. Lane do-si-dos with Motley. Azan until he wins the ball and finds the space. Ma with the ball, goes through the centre of the court where he finds Hotka. Ball found its way to Lane, and Ma takes on Azan. Azan defends well that time, but the ball finds its way to Lane before he flicked it forward, and a little bit of an interplay between Azan and Cullen sees the ball here. McMath on for Motley. The ball ricocheting off Kell's head there. Ham looks forward. Finds Donahue wide in that right channel. Tries to go back to Azan. Kell's read it well. But still an Ipswich ball. Math. Plays with Donahue. Donahue with his left foot now. Cuts inside. Finds his way to Ham. And Ham with the toe. Fires it past the left post of Reza. And we reset. Drops it to Ma. Looks to play a 1-2 with Lane. Does so successfully, but McMath is up to it this time. Brown tries to drive out of the defensive half. Doesn't quite happen. Gets there eventually. Beats Ma 3 times before. Plays the ball out over the sideline. It's an Ipswich ball. Again, force ball from the side. Took a touch off McMath there. Ma has a load of space down the right. He's lost his runner in Brown. Brown now sees him and moves to a position to mark him there. Lane. The ball to Hodka, who stepped over it so Lane can collect his own pass. And Kells does a lot there, but the ball ends up at the Ipswich feet, and Ham looks up. He's got a defender coming. His pass is errant. Goes straight to the feet of Ma, and Ma just drifts around everybody and teases the ball into the back of the goal. Just too easy for Jack Ma, and that's the 1-0 up for Gold Coast Force. That's 10 goals to 1, and we have 9 minutes and 17 seconds left in this round 1 F-League fixture. What are you seeing out there, Mitch?
Just so many incomplete passes straight to the force players. You're not going to win anything when you're just putting in the ball most of the time.
That's about right. McMath drives to the centre of the court. Takes on, he's got multiple players, goes to Galea, and Galea's trying to save by Reza. His left foot goes across the face of goal, and it is fires into the legs of McMath and out safely. They've created chances, they just haven't taken very many at all.
They've done a good effort getting the ball out of the back area, but then losing the ball around halfway in that centre third of the court, and it just seems to be punishing them.
Marino plays it between him and Stokes. They're on the court now for Lane and Ma. And Hodka is off as well for Gilchrist. Brown plays it square to Harricks. Harricks looks up, takes the line, and his shot fires over the top. A sliding McGilchrist there. Probably a little unnecessary, but the referee doesn't see anything wrong with it. A shot from Stokes, well saved by Cullen. Stokes flicks it over to the run of Kells, but the Brown head intervenes there. Stokes looks up, goes back to Marino. Goes left to Kells, back to Stokes, who's replaced Marino. Down the line to McGilchrist. He takes on Harricks down that right channel and beats him across into the middle. ends up nowhere. Stokes looks up, he's got McMath and Galea in front of him. Ball ends up at the feet of Galea. He's got Brown in support, goes forward. Brown is well defended by Kells and wins the kick in. 7:33 left here. Galea drifts right, drops it off to Harricks, back to Galea, and his pass again. The Ipswich passes are just not finding their mark. They're off balance when they're hitting them, and they're not getting enough power or enough accuracy when it happens. The ball from Brown doesn't meet the run of Harricks, and it's a 3v3 going forward. Stokes sat back just in case there was a fast transition. McMath looks up, takes a touch back down the line, and again holds the ball up, drops it off to Galea, who shot/pass is no power in and easily dealt with by Reza. Brown with the ball. McMath calls for a sub. Brown to Galea. Galea has been relatively threatening up the front. Just hasn't produced anything in the final third there. And McMath with a horrible challenge on McGilchrist. And the mix shake hands, and McMath gets a card on the way off. Ball, feet of Harricks, flicks it out from there, and Worth and Chowdhury get confused. The ball is fired by McGilchrist off the post. Push there, not recognised by the referee. Brown recycles Worth with the ball, goes back to Brown, who drives forward, goes right to Harricks. Harricks tries to flick it back into the run of Brown, but Lane is in the way. He flicks it down the left side to McGilchrist, and his shot is well saved by Cullen. Brown with the ball now. He has Harricks right, drops it off to Worth on the way through. He now goes to Harricks, and McGilchrist has a rest for Hodka. Ball finds its way to the feet of Hodka, who drives forward to the centre of the court, plays it off left to Lane, and Ipswich regain possession. Chandri down to the right. Might hear some extra noise for cheering on the Court 2 today. Court 2 is South Brisbane versus Sulla in the F-League Women's. Currently 2-2 with a few minutes to go in their round 1 fixture. Harricks with the ball. No. It falls to the feet of Marino, and Marino plays it to Hodka, and there's nobody or anything in the way that stops Hodka's shot firing to the below the keeper. And with 5 minutes left, it is Ipswich Futsal 1, Gold Coast Force 11. Worth, it's taking too long to make a decision there. Ball's now with Brown, Chowdhury, Worth, picked off by Lane. Stokes now looks up, goes down the line to the run of Marino, goes square. Stokes finds Lane. Lane looking for his 5th for the day. Used the outside of his right foot or his toe there, and his ball flicks over the top. Full court change for Ipswich. Colin gives it to Donahue. He looks up, goes right down to Motley. Motley takes on Hodka, but doesn't win it. And Hodka interchanges passes with Lane before he resets with Stokes. Stokes now drifts left, finds Marino, back to Lane, goes to Stokes, who had found the pocket of space that Marino had left. Stokes back to Lane. Square to Stokes. Marino tried to run a dummy run to open up the space, but Azan defended that well before the ball finds its way through to Lane, who gets a shot on goal, but the pass from Iqbal, again from Ipswich, just under hit and inaccurate. Picked off easily by Marino. And it ends up with Cullen. Cullen goes for a very long shot, and his shot ends up on the stage. And we sit Ipswich Futsal 1, Gold Coast Force 11, with 3 minutes and 13 seconds to go in the first half. Azan wins the kick in. Goes to Iqbal. Iqbal goes across to Donahue. He's picked off by Ma. Ma drives it down the right channel, finds Hodka in the middle of the court. And he scores his third for the day, and his third for the, well, not for the half, but third for the game. And it makes it 12 goals to 1. And we have 2 minutes, 36 seconds left in this game. Ma fires it from range into the back post. And they're just scoring for fun now, Gold Coast Force. Ipswich need to offer something here in these last few minutes. A young keeper in goal, they probably need to give him a little bit more support than what they're giving him at the moment. Trying to press there, doesn't quite happen. Force reset. And again, Ma pushing his way through. Interception there from Cullen coming off his line. Ma sits at the back post, the far back post, and drifts right now. A little bit of interplay between Lane and McGilchrist. Sets up for Stokes, go back towards McGilchrist. Donahue intervenes, goes to Cullen, out to Azan. And the pass, the story of the night, inaccurate. And it resets for Gold Coast Force. Marino takes a touch forward, tries to shoot straight through Iqbal, but doesn't quite happen. And Marino sees it out well over the sideline. Plays it square to Stokes. Drops it off to McGilchrist. Goes down the line to Lane, and it's well defended by Motley. He keeps it in down that right channel, tries to cut it back in, but Stokes sees the ball out. 1:22 left. Motley was into Donahue there, but strong work at the back from Force. Marino pressed by Donahue. Doesn't make any difference. They still see the ball out. Motley now defending Lane. Lane goes down that left channel to Marino. Iqbal with the ball, and he is bundled in over the sideline by McGilchrist. The referee gives the kick in to Force. Iqbal then with an unnecessary foul at halfway, and with 46 seconds left. It's Gold Coast Force 13, Ipswich Futsal 1 in this round 1 F League fixture. Kel's on the court for Lane. Marino with the ball, tries to play it to McGilchrist. Donahue though lines up a shot, and Reza is up to the challenge this time round. Donahue keeps it in, tries to beat Reza again, but Reza gets his hands up high enough, and Donahue's ball trickles off his foot. over the sideline. Motley keeps the ball in, drives forward, still keeps it in. He's got Donahue there at the back post. Can't find him at the moment. The interception from Marino is helpful after Reza was drawn out of the goal. Azar now drifts to the top of the circle. Motley's ball back in is ineffective. And Iqbal trying to win the ball back, just doesn't quite happen. And Kells sees it out for the final moments of the game. And that is full time here in round one. And after the last F-League game Gold Coast Force played was a grand final victory, their first game back is an emphatic statement to the rest of the league. It is Ipswich Futsal 1, Gold Coast Force 13. Goal scorer for Ipswich Futsal was Charles Harricks at the 9-minute mark. But for Gold Coast Force, Harry Lane at the 3rd, 4th, 10th and 11th minutes. Dane Stokes at the 6th and 24th minutes. Hodka at the 17th, 31st and 37th minutes. Gilchrist at the 22nd minute. And Jack Maher at the 26th, 31st and 37th minutes. Yellow cards to McMath and Maher, both in the second half. And that is all she wrote. Thank you for joining us here on FFM Football Futsal Media for the first round of F-League in the 2026 season. We'll be with you, Alex and Lockie will be with you every round of the 2026 F-League season. Every time we're in Ipswich, I'll be here on the cans. And until week 2, thanks for joining us here in the Raptor Dome.